Hey, can you hear me in the back? Can you hear me in the back? All right, let me just say that, where's Craig at? For Craig and for all those here at Mountain Tees, thanks for the opportunity to be with you today. We have been moving all about the 137 towns, listening to small business owners and their employees, and today I had a chance to do that again. I will tell you that it's very helpful to me to hear firsthand, the impact of our economy now and how we see the economy moving in the future, because that'll put me, I think, in touch as we think about the federal policies that are going to be necessary to facilitate growth. What I heard today is, sort of a mixture of optimism and realism. This is a wonderful company here, about 10 employees with Craig, do about $1 million worth of business a year. They're obviously, they do T-shirts and hats, but they're also involved in entertainment, broadly defined. And so a lot of what goes on here is impacted by the overall economy and the confidence in the overall economy. They have seen a retraction in some of their business. About 20% of their business has to do with the larger entertainment sector of the economy, talking about theme parks and the like. And given the economic downturn, that has had a direct impact on Mountain Tees. When you talk to Craig and you ask him about where we're heading in the future, there's uncertainty. There's uncertainty because, as what's been mentioned by some PhD economists, there's a large portion of capital that's on the sidelines right now because small business owners of all kind, are concerned about the direction of our economy. What's going to happen to the people's tax cuts of 01, 03? Are they going to sunset? What about the impact of health care legislation? There's a wide recognition that bill is going to hurt our economy, and I would argue that it really be harmful overall to not only the economy but really to the healthcare system, and that has created uncertainty. It certainly has contributed to the hostile environment for growth, but it also has brought about uncertainty that's causing a stifling of reinvestment of capital. And I'm hearing that again today. So, when I talk to Craig, like I talk to all small business owners, I ask them, are you going to expand next year? And I mentioned realism and optimism because Craig's hopeful to expand. He's actually hopeful to expand. He's involved in an ice cream shop across the way here. And he's also involved in the community. He was involved in the 4th of July celebrations here as part of his volunteer work outside of his business. So he certainly would like to expand his business and has some belief that through change after November and then coming in January, that we create a more facilitating environment for growth, that indeed he will be able to expand his business. So that's what this message, that's what our campaign's about. We want to help grow private sector jobs, which is really going to help all of us. It's going to help the small business owners, but it'll also help the employees that are here, including the wonderful employees right here at Mountain Tees. So I will tell you that we're committed to this. We believe we need targeted tax and regulatory relief, and we need to repeal and replace the health care bill so that we can create an environment for growth. I want to thank Craig and all the employees for opening up your business for me to come in and to listen very carefully to the message. I can tell that there's a good feel here among the employees that we've got a quality business and they have somebody who cares about them that's in charge, and that's just really important. And I thought what I'd do now is really open it up to any kind of questions you have about our campaign. Excited to be here. My wife and two of our kids are here. This is Mary Jo and Katie and Maggie. Yeah. So I'd go ahead and throw it open to questions. Yes, sir.
My wife and I checked out the voting machines the other day, and I've never seen such a terrible arrangement. You're going to discourage a lot of voters from going at all. They said there will be one big voting machine. They are little tiny things that you have to use a special ink for, and they know they're not done well because they supply a magnifying glass to go with it. They're so tiny you cannot see what you're doing. And then I know people are going to get discouraged. They're not going to vote. one machine allocated for this area, for that voting area where we go. It's a terrible arrangement. Much better what we had before with the, you just throw the little bar over and you could see what you were doing. They had one area where it says vote for two, and instead of having a heavy bold-faced line for one and for two, that didn't exist. So unless you read it very, very carefully, it was almost impossible to figure out what they wanted. Any special event was on the other side of the paper. Formerly, it was always right on top, library or whatever you wanted, but you had to turn the thing over. Then you have to put a cardboard cover on it so no one sees what you're doing. Walk over to a machine, gently slide this big piece of paper out and feed it into the machine. If you don't do it perfectly, it's going to be rejected. Just my thought on that. I think it's a big bamboozle. I think they're trying to discourage people from voting.
Okay, well, I appreciate it. Sounds to me like you went to one of the trainings. Is that right?
The training session.
Yeah.
Terrible experience, really.
Well, I appreciate that feedback, and I assume you gave them that feedback too while you were at the training session. I will certainly take that back to the respective county clerks. You know, we're going to get an opportunity to see this in the primary, to get a dry run, if you will, for the general election. There is one aspect about it I think that is helpful, is the fact that when you slide it in, it pops up and you have to confirm that's who you voted for. How did that part work?
Nothing popped up that I could recall. It said ballot accepted, that was it. And they said many people who do this do not have their ballots accepted. So you have to go through the whole rigmarole all over again with the paper.
Okay, well, I appreciate you sharing that information.
It's not following business, but this is something that's going to affect all of us.
Absolutely, and you know, I think we're all gonna learn and grow with this transition. So what we really need is the feedback that you just provided there. Like I said, I think we're all gonna get an opportunity here in about 2.5 weeks time, 3 weeks time, when we do the primary. We're gonna get our first real run at this. Did anybody else want to add anything to that piece? Okay. Thank you very much for sharing that, sir.
The proposed mosque in New York City has ballooned.
Yeah.
The issue has ballooned countrywide. Can you give us your
Yeah.
views on it?
The question was on the mosque. You know, my view, and I've posted on Facebook several times on this, you know, my view is it's not the time or place to construct a mosque. The Imam Faisal, who is the guy that's sort of orchestrating and leading the project, has said that he would like to be part of the healing process after the devastating and horrific attacks of 9/11. That's a noble goal. And I think if he's trying to achieve that goal, what he ought to do is change his concept. Because if we're trying to bring us together, this isn't working. It's dividing us. What I recommend instead is that he invite in Christian leaders, Jewish leaders, and then instead of constructing a mosque, construct an interfaith facility that when you first come in is a memorial to those who lost their lives on 9/11, and then as you continue to move through the facility, it celebrates all religions, in our collective hope for more peace and understanding across religious lines. I think that kind of project could actually help healing. So I'm calling on the Imam to change his concept.